Well, hey guys, welcome back to Waters Family Homestead. All right, let's see. All right, well, I know it's hard for y'all to tell on camera, but that's the bluest egg I've got, and then there's green up under it. This one is a light green, and that's a light green. Got a little extra calcium, that'll scrape right off. They get dirty when it's been raining, and it's pretty much rained all day today. It started last night and has been raining on and off all day. And let's see how much rain we got in the gauge. Just a little bit above half an inch. I'll take it. We can always use the rain, but I say always, most of the time. It looks like I got about 16 or 17 eggs a day. I think I got 17 yesterday. So I did not do a good count today, but all the chickens are doing well. I filled up all their feeders. Their waterers are clean. And I still haven't went and bought more scratch, but I still have a little bit. I gave them all scratch today. I got enough for another few days. I plan on going by later this week and getting some more and get corn for the deer feeders back there to get them back coming in and hopefully get them hanging out. I need to get my little 22 out and start shooting some of these squirrels. They are everywhere. I'm sorry, I don't like squirrels. They cause too many problems. But the chickens are doing really well. I'm still getting a small egg from over here, and I don't understand why, because there are no young, all these chickens are almost a year old. And I know they about quit laying during the hardest part of the winter, the cold we just went through. And we've got a little bit more freezing temps coming, but not near as bad as what we had. But it seemed like every time I collect eggs, I get one small egg, and I mean extra small, a little bigger than a quarter or whatever. But there are no young chickens over here. So, anywho, then in the middle pen, I've still got Sonny with his 5 ladies. It's 4 black sex links and a Rhode Island red. And I really didn't want the Rhode Island red in here, but she's behaving. I'd like to get all the black sex links in here with Sonny and all the Rhode Island reds in there with the white knight, and then leave all these that are laying the colored eggs, the Easter eggers, in with Sue. Well, I knew I had at least one laying a brown egg over here, and that's the Barnyard Mix one, which is, oh, where is she? She usually comes right up to me, right over there in front of the gray one. So then I've got the others here that are all Barnyard Mix that I've raised, and then that's an actual Easter egger, and the gray one is an actual Easter egger. I've got a young gray one that I hatched. But today I got a light brown and a medium brown egg, which means I've got 2 in here that are not laying colored eggs as far as green or blue. And I know one is that Barnyard Mix right there that, volunteer. So I got to figure out which other one. And I believe it's that one right there. Zoom in on her. I believe it's her that's not laying a colored egg, and she's got feathers on her feet, so she is definitely in the line from Sue or his brother Junior that didn't survive the winter. So that's probably the one laying that, but it could be this hen right here. So it's either going to be this one or that one that's not laying a colored egg, and I'm betting it's that one right there because it's got the feathered legs like Sue. So I'll probably move it in with Sonny and see if that doesn't get me back down to the one brown egg, because I know the little Barnyard Mix does not lay a colored egg. But that way it keeps them all pretty well separate. And if I move all the brown hens, Rhode Island Reds and the Barnyard Mix in with the White Knight, there'll be no genes mixing there. And if I put all black sex links in with Sunny, there'll be no genes mixing there. And then of course, Sue will have a little bit of the gene in there, but it's from the Rhode Island Red or an Easter egger, since we're all laying colored eggs except the one that was not raised here. So there really will be no gene mixing there because he doesn't have any Easter egger in him. So that's what I'm thinking. But we're going to wait and let the weather get a little bit better. I was supposed to do a quick little heating and air job for a contractor today, but the weather's preventing me from doing that. You don't need to pull a vacuum on a system when it's raining the way it's been raining here today. So we'll put it off till tomorrow. Not supposed to rain tomorrow after work, so I'll ride out to his job and pull the vacuum on that system, make sure it doesn't have any leaks. And he's already got it wired, so all I've got to do is pull a vacuum and release the refrigerant and start them up. But a quick little hour or two job. I don't normally do side jobs for heating and air, but this guy was having trouble finding somebody to come out there and get it done for him, and I told him I'd help him. So we'll see. I don't mind doing some small jobs like that, but I'm not going to get into ordering parts and all that kind of stuff, you know. It's just not what I'm interested in doing. I do have all the tools, of course, that I need to get it done, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to compete with my brother's company, basically. So, but we'll see how it works out. So I'm going to take my little basket of eggs, almost full, which is a blessing. I'm going to take my little basket of eggs and get up here to the house. And I was going to tell y'all, you know, a lot of people talk about their muck boots and all this stuff, and I don't have any muck boots, but a lot of people do. What I do have is I bought this little shoe scraper, a boot scraper, last year sometime, and scrubs the bottoms and the sides if you rub your foot back and forth far enough. Pretty much gets all the mud off of them. So I hit the side a little more, but that works well for me. I really like that little thing. I know it's nothing fancy, but it sure keeps me from tracking a whole bunch of chicken poop and mud into the house when I've been outside doing stuff. But I filled Sparky's feeder yesterday and freshened his water, dumped it and washed it out and filled it back up. So I've got the cover ordered for that water tank that should be here tomorrow or the next day, according to tracking anyway. I really thought it might have been here today, but it's not supposed to freeze. It didn't freeze last night. It's not supposed to freeze tonight. It gets real close, down to about 33. And then tomorrow night it's supposed to get down to about 28 or 29, which is not a hard freeze. So I don't even have to leave my water dripping at that temp because of it being buried as deep as it is and the house being spray foamed and all that. My pipes just don't freeze unless it gets, you know, I don't leave it running unless it's 27 or lower. So, but anyway, I wanted to do a quick video, and I'm hoping we're toward the end of the worst part of winter for us in Southwest Georgia, where I can get out here on the mower and mulch up some leaves and start getting some projects done, hopefully in the near future. Yeah, I showed y'all in a video or two back where I had to put an alternator on my old truck. Well, that thing has been squeaking. That belt's been squeaking since I put that thing on. And I bought some belt dressing. Can of belt dressing for 12 bucks. But anyway, that stops it for a few minutes and then it comes back. So I actually went and bought a new belt, and it's been a couple of days. And I've got to get that put on my truck to stop the aggravating squeaking I can't stand it. I like a vehicle to be quiet and run smooth. So I'm pretty sure it's not a pulley, because otherwise when I put the belt dressing on, it wouldn't stop squeaking. The pulley would still, bearings or whatever would still squeak, but it stops when I spray it and then it comes back. So anyway, I've got to get that done, and hopefully it won't be too long before I start digging holes out here and getting stuff in the ground to get my solar frame built and all my solar panels moved. But that's going to be a long project. It ain't going to happen in a couple of weeks, but I'll do a little bit here and there as I can and as I can afford it. And hopefully that'll work out to my benefit. I see the weeds are taking over down here in the raised beds, and I need to clean the chicken pens out, so when the weather clears up and it ain't so cold I'm freeze to death, I'll get out there in the chicken pens and start loading my wagon again and bringing all that over. Look at all the weeds that's popped up in here. I'll pull every one of those. I try to get the roots with them. Hardly nothing in here. But that one's got a lot in it too. But that's compost pile from the chicken pens and dirt and stuff. And that's why the weeds are popping up. But anyway, I need to get out here when the weather clears up a little bit and get all these beds finished, so when it does warm up, I can start planting this year. And honestly, guys, I know a lot of y'all have already started planting, I have not. I haven't even thought about what I'm going to plant. I do know I love squash, and I've never planted onions, I don't think. So I don't know if it's too late to plant onions or what, or when I plant, it'd be too late. But I'm not going to plant anything like watermelons or cantaloupes, because they run too far. But I will plant a few tomato plants this year, not as many as last year. I plan on using my grow bags and fill those back up with some good soil and plant tomatoes in them and spread them out. I don't want them, when they get big and bushy, to touch each other because of the tomato hornworms. They get on one plant, then they'll crawl to another, and so on and so on. So I'm going to put my tomato plants around the raised beds this year, out here, and try to keep them separated a good amount so that I don't have as much problem with that tomato hornworm. And that way it's, I'm not sure what that is, whether that's some kind of string or no, that's a itty bitty, I don't know what it is, dead worm or something. I don't know. I was thinking it might have been an itty bitty snake, but it ain't. But I will get out here. I've got some more weed material. I can cover up some of the bad spots and staple it down. I've got more staples up there, and I'll probably buy some more later. But I got to get these two middle beds filled up, and that'll give me more gardening, more planting room this year. I had squash and zucchini in this bed last year, and I had green beans and squash over here. So I'm thinking I'm going to do some squash in this middle bed here, and then do zucchini in maybe one of these new beds here, and move like corn up here, and don't know. I'll have to figure out what all I'm going to plant, but I'm going to try to move the stuff around and not plant as much as I did last year. So when it does grow and gets, really filled out, it's not so crowded that it's hard to manage. So that's my idea anyway. So I know I'm behind. I haven't planned what I'm going to plant and all of that good stuff, but my grandson and my oldest granddaughter, they really liked helping me last year, especially my grandson. So I'm hoping he'll be able to help some this year as well, and enjoy that with me, as like he did last year. I look forward to it. But anywho, I'm gonna get off here, guys. I got to get inside and get myself fed for the evening. As you can see, even though the clouds are moving through really fast, it is just about sundown time. Probably got about 30, 45 minutes left before it's completely dark. So I'm gonna get inside and get myself taken care of, get the eggs taken care of, and get everything ready for tomorrow like I normally do, and get my butt fed. So I'm not running late into the night. But thank y'all for watching my videos. I still need to get this tower put up, by the way. Got to finish putting it together. These 3 sections are put together. I've got to get those 2 put together and put on top of this. And just something that's really hard to do by yourself. But anyway, all that's coming down the road, hopefully. Thank y'all for watching. Remember what I've always told you. Jesus Christ loves you, and so do I. Y'all be safe. Be prepared.